Hello dear children. Today we will start with one interesting lesson from chemistry, that is what are acid, bases and what are salts. So already you're familiar with, or in your everyday life you are using or you are eating many of the things like your vegetables, fruits or many of your food items also. So how we can determine with this help of these food items whether they are acids or whether they are bases or whether they are salts? Or in another way, we can determine that is, suppose we are having the orange juice or you are drinking the lemon juice. So can you tell me what is the taste of that orange juice or what is the taste of that lemon juice? The taste of both the juices are sour. That is, we can determine whether the substance or the food item which you are eating, that is acid or base. So, and another thing is, suppose you are using many of the things I told. So things means what? You are using soaps, detergents, your shampoos daily at your homes. So with the help of that shampoo, suppose you have taken that shampoo or detergent or soap, what you are feeling? If you are waiting with the help of the water, then how the feel of that soap or how the feel of that detergent, you feel it is soapy in nature. So we can determine whether that substance is acid or base with the help of its soapy nature. Another thing, you are having the bitter gourd. How the taste of bitter gourd is? It is bitter in taste, am I right? So with the help of this bitter taste also we can determine whether that substance is acid or base. So from that, what I have to tell you is, you can determine with the help of the test and its nature whether that substances are acid or bases. So in your textbook they have given you table 5.1. okay, so this table you have to do as a homework. Just you have to mention the test. Already you are eating that food item daily on daily basis, so just you have to mention which type of test you are filling. They have given you lemon juice, orange juice, vinegar. So these test sour in nature, okay, and common salt they have given you. Another thing, so many examples they have given you, so just you have to write down their test, how the test of that particular food items is. Okay, so please do it as a homework. Now we will go for actually what are the acids. So as I have told you, we can determine the substances with the help of their taste and their nature. Then what about acid? How we can determine whether that substance is acid or not? So first of all, first thing you have to keep in mind that about the acid, that is acids are sour in taste. So many food items such as your lemons, curd, vinegar, orange, their taste is sour because some amount of acid is present in them. We are not going in detail which type of acid is present in these all food items, but only you have to keep in mind what are the acids. Acid means what? Those substances, those test you are getting is a sour. Okay, and these acidic substances contain some amount of acids in them, and those who are natural acids, we can say they are found in your fruits also, that are called as your natural acids. Suppose you are having the orange, you are having the lemon, so this contains the your fruits, these are the fruits and this contains your citrus acid. Okay, so these are the considered as your natural acid. Now what are the bases? Bases means what? A base is a chemical substance which has bitter taste and soapy texture or soapy nature. So this base can be found in your bleach, ammonia, washing powder, soap, your detergents, your shampoos, etc. So these can be taken as a basis for the examples. And why we are calling them as a alkaline? Alkaline means what? When they are mixing with water, because we are having the washing powder, that is your detergent powder, your shampoos, your soap, all the substances we are mixing them with the water. Means what? Their nature has become alkaline. So what is the meaning of word alkaline? Means what? When the substances we are mixing with water, they are giving you the soapy texture, so that we are calling it as a alkaline in nature. So basic substances that contain base in them, we are calling them as a basic substances. So are you clear about what are acid and what are bases? Acid means what? Only two things you have to keep in mind about your acid and the bases. What are acids? Strictly you have to tell me. That is, acids are those substances which are sour in taste. Okay, and what are the examples of acid then? You can give the examples, different examples you can give of the different food items. Your orange juice, lemon juice, your common salt, vinegar, etc. These are the examples of the acids. Now, what are the bases? Bases are those substances which taste bitter and those who are having soapy texture. It is called as your bases. What are the examples of bases? Your ammonia, your bleaching powder, your washing powder, detergent powder, your shampoos, your soap, etc. These are the examples of the bases. Okay, so now I will show you one table. This table you have to remember. Okay, this table means what? Here they have given you some names of the acid, and these acid which they are found in which food items or which type of the vegetables. So from exam point of view, you have to learn these all type of the acid which is present in either fruits or your vegetables. Okay, so here first they have given you acetic acid. Acetic acid is present in or is found in vinegar. Formic acid, it is found in ant's sting. Okay, then citric acid. Citric acid is found in citrus fruits like your oranges, lemons, etc. Then lactic acid, it is found in curd. Oxalic acid, it is found in spinach. Ascorbic acid, which contains vitamin C, it is found in amla or your citrus fruits also. So in citrus fruits you are having two types of acids. So which are they? Citric acid and your ascorbic acid also. So these name of the acids you have to keep in mind from exam point of view. And these all acids are found in our nature. Now, what are the different examples of the bases? So, calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, it is found in lime water. So, what is lime water? You know the lime, that is tuna. Okay, so just what you have to do it, you have to take that lime powder. Okay, you are having the lime, you can crush that lime, you can form from that lime some type of lime powder. Just mix that lime powder with the water, you will get the lime water solution. So that in that lime water, which type of base is present? Calcium hydroxide. Then next, window cleaner. In window cleaner, that is you are using the choline to clean your glasses, your windows. So that in that particular your solution, what type of base is present? Ammonium hydroxide is present. Okay, now next comes is your soap. In soap, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide is present. Okay, and last base is your milk of magnesia, that is magnesium hydroxide. So milk of magnesium means what? You are taking when you are having the when you are suffering from the acidity, you are taking the antacid tablets. That means to get the rid of the acidity, you are taking some type of the tablets. Suppose you have heard the name of Gelusil. It is pink color tablet. Okay, so in that pink color tablet, what is present? Milk of magnesia, and that milk of magnesia or that tablet contains which base? Magnesium hydroxide. So I hope you have understood the different types of acid and bases which are found in the different substances or your food items or your vegetables. This we have seen about the what are the acids and what are the bases. But what about the other substances? Suppose you are not suppose you have tasted some type of the food items and you are not getting the taste also, you are not able to determine the taste of that substance, that is whether it is the sour in taste or whether it is bitter in taste, or they are having the soapy nature or not. Suppose these three things you are not coming in under your observation while testing any food items, then what you will going to conclude is that is these are the neutral substance. Neutral substance means what? The substance which is neither acidic nor basic in nature. So that type of substances we are calling it as a neutral substances. So basically we are having the three types of the substances: acid, bases, and your neutral substances. Okay, neutral means what? They are not neither acidic nor basic in nature. Now, very interesting part, that is your indicator. Now I have told you when you have to determine whether it is acid, base, or neutral substance, just simply with the help of your test. That means you are eating that food items and you are testing and you are determining whether it is acid or base by testing. Another way to determine or to distinguish between acid and base, that is with the help of the indicator. So what is the role of this indicator is, so we cannot test every object and its find in nature. See, we are having some amount of substance, that is suppose you are taking the shampoo, you can test it? No, just by appearance, because it is having the soapy nature, we can easily determine or we can easily tell that is it is a base. Your shampoo or your soap is base. But some type of the substances are there that we cannot determine or we cannot test every object which is found in our nature. So therefore we are using this indicator. So what is indicator? It is nothing but the substance that can determine if another substance is acidic or basic in nature. Okay, so this, what is the role of this indicators? It indicates the presence of an acid or base in the substance by changing the color. Now when I'm talking about when they are having the change in color means what? For example, we are having the different types of the indicator. First is your turmeric paper, second China rose petals, and third is your litmus. So these are the examples of your natural indicators. So first of all you have to keep in mind what is indicator. Indicator means what? It can determine the change in the substance, or we can determine the presence of the acid or the bases by changing its color. It is called as your indicator. For example, we are found in nature three types of natural indicators. First, turmeric, second, China rose petals, and third is your litmus. Okay, so when we are talking about these natural indicators, how these natural indicators are prepared then and where they are found. See, turmeric, already you are knowing turmeric we are using at our home. China rose petals, that is rose petals, from that rose petals we are preparing this solution. And litmus, there we are obtaining from the plant, that is like the lichen. Now this we will see the litmus in the detail. We are all going to see all the three indicators in detail, how they are derived and how they are formed and how we are using in our daily life. Okay, so when we are talking about litmus, it is a type of the natural indicators and it is obtained from lichens. See, when you are having the lichen plant, it is green colored one, but if you are taking that leaves of the lichen plant and you are dissolving into the distilled water or even simply in your tap water, what will happen? It will show you the purple colorization or violet colorization. Suddenly the color of the water, which is already colorless, it turns into the purple or violet colorization. So when you are dipping the lichen leaves into the your litmus solution or your distilled water, then what will happen? The color of the solution will change into the purple color or violet color. Now this litmus is available also in either solution form or in the form of the paper strips. That I don't know whether you have seen or not. The pH paper, I'm going to show in your to you in online session how the pH paper looks like and what is the exactly use of that. We are going to perform the activity which is based on your pH paper. Then you will easily understand the use of the litmus paper. So as we are talking about this litmus paper, it is either found in solution form. Solution form means what? How we are preparing the solution? We are taking the lichen leaves from the lichen plant and we are dissolving into the distilled water. Distilled water means what? The water which is directly obtained from the rain. We are directly collecting the rain water, that we are calling it as a distilled water, without any disturbance in between them. Okay, or simply you can use the tap water also. Just you have to mix that leaves into the distilled water or in the tap water. You will get the purple colorization solution or purple color solution. That solution we can use as a litmus solution. Or another way to test the solution whether it is acid or base, we are using the paper strips, that is your red litmus paper and your blue litmus paper. See here, suppose the substance is acid. Here they have shown you first is blue litmus paper and second is your red litmus paper. So when they are dipping the blue litmus paper into the solution which contains the acid, what is the color change? That blue litmus paper turns into the red. Can you see the lower part of the litmus paper? It has turned red. Why? Because they have dipped blue litmus paper into the acidic solution. So when you are using the litmus paper, then in terms of the acid, how we can determine? If the blue litmus paper turns red, then that substance will be considered as a acid, and if red litmus paper turns blue, then what is our conclusion? It is a base. See here, you can see in the second figure, red litmus paper, when you are dipping into the solution which contains the base, it has turned into the blue one. So from this what you have to keep in mind, when acidic substances are there, blue litmus paper turns red, means what? Acidic substance. Red litmus paper turns blue, means what? Your basic substance, or we can say the substance is the base. Now here in your textbook only they have given you different types of the test solutions: tap water, detergent solution, aerated drink, soap solution, shampoo, common salt, sugar solution, vinegar, baking soda solution, milk of magnesia, washing soda and lime water. So these type of solutions they have given you, and you have to check their effect on both papers, that is on red litmus paper and on the blue litmus paper, and you have to determine the you have to write the inference. Okay, so what change I have told you? If the red litmus paper turns blue, means what? That substance is basic in nature. If blue litmus paper turns red, means what? It is acidic in nature. And if the blue litmus paper remains unchanged, it is not changing its color, and red litmus paper, if you are dipping into any solution and if it is not showing you any color change, that means what? That type of substance will be considered as a neutral substance. Okay, so from that you can determine whether that substance is acidic, basic or neutral in nature. I hope your concepts are clear now with about your acids and bases. Okay, so please complete your table 5.1 in the textbook itself as a homework. Thank you, dear children.